You'll recognize this as planet Earth. Earth is 4.5 billion years old. You can see it here spinning on its tilted axis, which creates our different seasons. As the first British astronaut in 1991, I launched into orbit around the Earth. None of us tired of looking at the Earth.
So we all think we know what the world is, right? It's everything out there. The planet, the universe, all of it. But what if I told you there's another way to look at it? A really radical idea from Buddhist thought that says the world isn't a place at all. Let's just dive right in with that question. We're so used to thinking of the world as this big, solid thing that exists completely separate from us. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the world isn't really out there? This whole idea really kicks off with this pretty strange and cryptic statement from the Buddha. He said, "It crumbles away, monks. Therefore, it is called the world." Crumbles away? What on earth does that mean? It sounds like a riddle, but it's actually the key to this whole thing. That idea of crumbling away leads us to our first big mental shift. In this way of thinking, the world isn't some static physical location that you can visit. No, it's a personal process. It's something that's constantly happening. Okay, so if the world isn't a place you can point to on a map, then where is it? Where does it come from? Well, the Buddha said the origin, the existence, and even the end of the world can all be found in a very, very unexpected place. Right here, inside you. He said, "In this very fathom-long body, along with its perceptions and thoughts, I proclaim the world to be." I mean, just let that sink in for a second. The entire world, everything you can possibly know or experience, isn't out there. It's happening right here within your own body and your own mind. And this is where the definition gets really interesting. In this framework, the world is anything that is transitory, anything that crumbles away. It's not a noun, it's more like a verb. It's the sum total of our 6 senses making contact with things. It's a constant, flickering, live-streamed process. So this is what the Buddha called the all. This is the entire list. It's every possible way you can experience anything: your eyes and what they see, your ears and what they hear, your nose and smells, tongue and taste, your body and touch, and, this is the really important one, your mind and its own thoughts and states. That's it. That's the whole list. According to this teaching, if something exists outside of these 6 channels, it's unknowable. This is your entire world. All right, but wait a minute. This raises a pretty obvious question, doesn't it? I mean, how can my car be both a car that I get in and drive and also just a fleeting stream of colors, sounds, and sensations? It feels like a total contradiction. Well, the solution to this puzzle is a brilliant framework called the Two Truths. As the text put it, the enlightened one spoke 2 kinds of truth, the conventional and the ultimate. A third is not known. This is huge. It means there isn't just one single way of looking at reality. There are 2, and they're both valid in their own contexts. Let's break this down. On one hand, you've got conventional truth. This is the world of concepts and labels we use every day. Car, tree, person. It's the practical shorthand we absolutely need to function in society. But then there's ultimate truth. This is the world as it's directly experienced, before we slap a label on it. It's just a raw, moment-to-moment stream of fleeting physical sensations and mental events. And here's the kicker. When we think about the world in our usual way, we are living almost entirely in the world of concepts. We're basically navigating a mental map, not the raw territory of direct experience itself. Okay, so that leads us to the next big question. If reality, at its core, at that ultimate level, is just this flickering, crumbling process, then why does it feel so solid, so continuous? Why does the world feel like a real stable place and not just a bunch of disconnected moments?
The answer, the secret ingredient, is the mind itself, or in the original language, chitta. As this verse says, it is chitta whereby the world is led. That brings everything under its sway. The mind isn't just a passive observer. It's the director, the editor, and the projector of the movie we call reality.
So how does the mind pull off this incredible trick? You can think of it in 3 steps. First, raw data, a blip of color, a tiny sound, a brief feeling, is constantly popping into existence and vanishing, moment by moment at an unbelievable speed. Second, this happens so fast that our mind, our chitta, doesn't even notice the gaps. It just links all these fleeting moments together, kind of like how a film projector turns thousands of still frames into a smooth, moving picture. And the result? We perceive a solid, stable world. It's a brilliant, seamless illusion created from fragmented data. The ancient texts actually give us some pretty powerful metaphors to help us get our heads around this. Consciousness is described as being like a magical illusion. It looks totally real and substantial, but if you poke it, you find it's ultimately hollow. And the pleasures we chase in the world, they're like a dream, super vivid and compelling while they're happening, but temporary and ultimately not quite real. So all of this is building up to one final and really profound idea. This view of the world leads to the statement that the world is empty. Now that's a word that is so easily misunderstood. It can sound scary or negative, so let's be really clear about what it actually means here. The Buddha actually explained it very directly. He said, "Because the world is void of the self, or of what belongs to the self, therefore is it said, void is the world." You got to notice the precision in that statement. He's not saying it's void of everything. And this, right here, is the most important clarification. In this context, empty, or shunya, does not mean nothingness. It doesn't mean that nothing exists, not at all. It means that this whole process, this entire world experience, is empty of a permanent, independent, unchanging self or me sitting in the middle of it all. There's no ghost in the machine. So, let's bring it all home. Remember that first strange idea of the world crumbling away? Well, this is what it's all about. The world isn't some solid external place that we live in. It is an internal, selfless process of experience, constantly arising and passing away, moment by moment, constructed and perceived by our own mind.
And that leaves us with one final and really personal question to think about. If the world isn't something you just find, but is instead something you are actively experiencing and creating through your senses and your mind every single moment, then what kind of world are you creating right now?